Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the bishops and the elders, the great millstone that rule well through the scriptures. Peace to the 144,000 and the rest of the hopeful elect. I am the brother Chaya from GMS St. Indianapolis, the branch of Indiana. The original Gary campus, GMS, It Will Not Tarry 2. And the title of this lesson will be somewhere along the lines of movie trends shows Judah and Ephraim coming together. All right. Judah represents the so-called black, darker tribes of the true Hebrew Israelites, so-called Negros, so-called Haitians, so-called Jamaicans. The darker tribes, the tribes that were still in the land when Yahweh Shai was born, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus. All right. His mother Mary was of the tribe of Judah. His father Joseph, his father, okay, he came from the loins of Joseph, was of the tribe of Judah, was of the kingly line, all right, of David. When you read the scriptures, it speaks about Yahweh Shai coming from the seed of David. Okay, he's the son of David. All right. Salakia, 1 second. Let me silence my notifications. So anyway, I'm at work right now. Caught a quick little break or whatever. But yeah, taking you back to some of the movies I thought about, which there's many others, but some of the ones off top, one of the Purges. I believe it was the TV series, The Purge. You remember The Purge, right? The Purge, when it was all hell breaking loose. Every crime was legal for 24 hours. Those movies, it was a few of them. I think it was 3. But they also made a Netflix series. And in that Netflix series, in The Purge, they showed Judah, okay, the southern kingdom, the darker tribes, and Ephraim, the northern kingdom, the lighter tribes, so-called Latinos and Native Americans, showed them working together. All right. And how fitting, okay, that they showed that in that Purge series, which that was a good series on Netflix. How fitting, because what was the Purge about? The Purge was about afflicting the so-called minorities. And what does the scripture says? I'll grab it. Oh, I'm spelling something wrong. Yeah, Jeremiah 50:33. Thus said the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. See, we were oppressed together. Now, where were we oppressed together at? Because we went into different captivities when you read in the scriptures. All right. At the time this was written, we went into different captivities. The northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity, and after the Assyrian captivity, they came over to the Americas. The southern kingdom went into the Babylonian captivity, right? And then were released and freed. Then they went into the Persian the Medo-Persian captivity, right? Then they went into the Greco-Roman captivity. Now, there were different tribes interspersed throughout. Here and there, you read about Anna, the prophetess, right? I think she was the tribe of Simeon, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But there was no true representation of the tribes as a whole. All right. So where were they oppressed together at? In the Americas, right? Babylon the Great, to be more specific, over here in America. All right. You see what's happening with with ICE? It didn't take long for them to turn on. They was going after who is that? Hell, we ain't even got to deal with ICE. Before we get to that, he deal with slavery. 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and what he do? He brought the Southern Kingdom over here. All right, when he went to the west coast of Africa, a lot of them went everywhere. A lot of them went to Brazil. A lot of them went to different parts of the tribes, different parts of Central and Latin America. And what did they do? They influenced the culture there. Like you got that song Rebellion. I forget who it's by, but it's a very, very, very famous Latin song. Joe Arroyo. All right, it's a very famous Latin song, but the lyrics is talking about a so-called black man and the love he got for his black woman in captivity, in slavery. All right. Granted, a lot of the indigenous tribes are darker in color of nature. And Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he lightens up the landscape by mingling his seed within. But also, Judah influenced the other tribes. So not only do you have the Purge, right, the TV series, but also remember the second Black Panther. You got the second Black Panther. What was his name? Namor, right? Coco Khan, right? And he was bad. I love that character. He was bad. Okay? And it showed them beefing and warring, right? When you watch the second Black Panther, they was beefing and warring. But what happened in the end? In the end, they came together. Now, they didn't agree totally. But what did he say? He said when she realized that the Edomites, he didn't say Edomites, of course, but that's what he meant. He said when he realized the Edomites are the true enemy, she gonna come back, and then we gonna take over. Let me finish this verse and get the next one. It says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Yeah. Everybody else who go into slavery and get released, they get what you call reparations, and they get their land back, right? Then Germany have to pay reparations for World War II. Then the Japanese getting reparations from America for World War II for putting them in concentration camps. Well, all right then, right? Let me see. What's this? Isaiah 11:13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. Judah, the representation of so-called Negros, the darker tribes, right? Like I stated earlier. Negros, Haitians, Jamaicans. And Ephraim, representative of the lighter tribes, for the most part. Puerto Ricans, Native Americans, right? Latinos, etc., right? So the Lord is going to take away that enmity that the tribes have for each other. And you saw that in the movies, right? And you're seeing that now. Yeah, you the goddamn Northern Kingdom, right? You Latinos, you come over to the Americas and you look down on the so-called blacks. Because what? Wisdom of Solomon 5 says they made no account of our labors. So the world don't know, hell, our own people don't know the benefits that so-called Negroes gave to the world, all the inventions, all right? Everything, they don't know. I remember when I was in middle school, we did everybody didn't have the benefit of growing up being taught by people that look like them. See, I was taught by people that looked like me. Okay, in my elementary school, all the teachers was old nigger women, and they had that it was old nigger women with the mindset of I'm gonna teach them. It wasn't this passive ass by the book. These old nigger women they ain't go by the book. They ain't go by the curriculum. They taught us what the hell they wanted to teach us. And one thing they taught us about other so-called black people. I learned about so-called black people. For sure I did. Okay? And what you learn is that we the Israelites, goddammit. Because we make the world turn. All these goddamn inventions. And who gonna be doing the inventing? Let's be logical. We the motherfuckers in the field. We the ones working. And it's in the Israelites' mind to make something easier. Damn, how can I make this easier on myself? You know what? You know what? I'm about to take this and add this with that and cut my work in half. We was doing all the goddamn inventing. Esau invented the patents office, right? But they make no account of our labors. They make no account of our inventions. They make no account of what we add to society. And matter of fact, what they do is they downplay it, right? Look at William Shockley, because they do the test and they do the study. Man, Brian, I'm not even finna get into that. You look that nigga up. You look up William Shockley, the debate he had against Francis Cress Welsing. You look that nigga up. William Shockley is spelt how it sound, right? They make excuses for our greatness to downplay it and turn it into negativity. Ain't that a bitch? Esau Edom is the so-called devil. But anyway, what he does is he spread that misinformation about us to the world. And it even affected you Northern Kingdom. Yeah, you Latinos, you come over here and you call Jake, you're lazy. You're lazy, right? But they make no account of everything we did and what Esau did to keep us at a low level. Motherfuckers come over here, they don't know that Esau purposely poisoned water systems, purposely poisoned soil, food, purposely gave drugs, purposely, like, that shit is like unaccounted for. They just think that we just out here with all the opportunity in the world, all equal footing, and we just squander it. Oh, no, but now you see now that he bopping your ass upside the head. Now your ass, oh, wait a minute, yeah. Judah told your ass. See? That's when a nigga wake up, when you get oopsed upside the goddamn head. Now you want to be enlightened now. All right, well, fine. That's cool. Today at my job, they Esau Edom, right? Sticking it to us. I find it funny, but nevertheless, he's sticking it to us, boy. And my job is just the tribes. Esau Edom is in the power positions. They don't understand how the job works. And the actual laborers, it's more so skilled labor too. The actual laborers are the tribes. And we used to have a month-to-month bonus and a quarterly bonus. They took away the month-to-month first. Now they just took away the quarterly. Now everybody in the uproar. Now everybody want to have a meeting. Now everybody want to start a union. And it was just funny because I saw Judah and Ephraim conversing with each other, right? And I went over there too. I played devil's advocate, for lack of a better term. But in the process, I'm just, I'm still noticing things in the spirit. So I go over there. I see them talking. I go over there, and I say, well, we need a Latino liaison. I say, we need you to get the Latinos on board. And he was like, yeah, I'm with, like he was with it. Julio G, I call him. Yeah, But see, that's what it takes. It takes Esau to come down on everybody for the tribes to wake up and realize, like, look, we have common cause. This nigga hate me and you alike. Come on, man. You go to what Negro, so-called Negro you don't know I mean, what so-called Negro you know don't love tacos? Hell, we eat Latin food more than the Latins. They fry chicken too. Tastes a little different, but it be fine. They put their little spices on it. They cook pork. They fry pork. They fry pork like a motherfucker too, which you shouldn't be eating that. And it's sad that that's become a staple in black and so-called Negro culture food to eat. But nevertheless, the tribe, we the same fucking people. And I told them that. We sitting there talking. We in the break room. There's one guy, he talking, Judite, light-skinned Judite, but that's another breakdown. Them light-skinned Judites is something else, boy. White mama, Judah daddy. But he talking, about how the job gets over on the Northern Kingdom because they don't got documentation and all that. And he talking from a point of view, he talking from a certain standpoint, so I had to jump in. I said, look, man, we the same fucking people. However it went, because he was talking from a point of separation. Yo! My break might be over. But anyway, he was talking from a point of separation. You ain't gotta leave it open. Okay. Yeah, he was talking from a point of separation. I can't remember the exact details, but I had to jump. I'm like, look, bro, look. I say, what do you notice? What do we got in common? All right? They doing us like this, and they ain't doing the white people like that. So anyway, Lord's will, this was edifying. Listen, hopefully, all praise is going on to you. How about you? Shalom.